I want to talk today about how you beat the competition in real estate through cold calling and why that works. So the rule of thumb in real estate, and any real estate agent who's been in the industry a long time will tell you this, that in general, the person who talks, the agent who talks to the most people is the person who is going to sell the most homes and make the most amount of money in general. Over a long stretch of time, meaning it's law of averages that'll work out that way. So cold calling is an excellent way to talk to a high volume of people in a short amount of time. And the way that someone cold calling does that, and should do that if they're not, is by using a dialer. More specifically, a triple line dialer that's dialing 3 numbers at once. And then when somebody picks up, you're having a conversation with them. And the other thing is that, you know, what you say to them and how you talk to those property owners is also going to dictate your results. But if you do nothing else, if you talk to the most amount of people, you should win in your market, period. So that being said, like, if it were me and I were trying to win in my market, I would talk to as many people as I can through cold calling, and I would have a script, of course, or a general path of conversation that I would talk through. I would say, hello, hi, John, you know, and you know, that's called assuming the name. And then they'd say, yeah, this is John. How can I help you? Hey, John, this is Rob Smith, real estate agent from ABC Company. How are you? And that's a very generic cold call opener that is much less cheesy than any other cold call opener that you could possibly be using. And it works just like it works when you meet a friend or family member and you say, hey, how's it going? How have you been? How are you? Like, I introduce myself the same way to a brand new person on the phone. And I also do that because it's natural. I also do it for transparency because these days, when you are making cold calls, and even when you're receiving them, and you probably know this, you have to be very wary of things that appear to be a scam. So the last thing that a property owner wants to have happen is them to pick up the phone and, you know, wrongly trust the person on the phone to be who they don't even tell you they are, and think it's not a scam, and then all of a sudden you're giving your information to a person who's going to use it for nefarious means. So I introduce myself very transparently because it's not cheesy, and also because it helps promote. Sorry, I'm driving and somebody's not going. I'm like, I waved them through and they didn't want to go. Anyway, so point being is you want to that transparency is going to be rare. So already transparency is a pattern interrupt. Like, and if you're in sales and you don't know what a pattern interrupt is, Google it, ask somebody in your office, because it's very, very useful. And then, you know, I just have a conversation with that person. I say, hey, I just sold a house around the corner from you. I just listed a house around the corner from you. My team and I just listed a house for sale, or just sold a house, or we're, you know, further yet, my brokerage just sold a house around the corner from you. Is there anything I can help you with? You know, so number one, I'm saying, hey, we do business in your area. I'm familiar with it. And then I say, is there anything I can help you with? And that helps because you're not saying, do you want to buy or sell? And that's another pattern interrupt. My whole script is pattern interrupt. That's all that it is the whole way through. At least that's what the attempt is, and I think it works pretty well. And someone saying, oh no, I'm not really looking to make a move right now. Okay, no problem. And you just build a relationship from there. I'm not going to get into my whole script on this call, because on this video, because I've covered it on a few others, but that's it. Like, that's literally it. Like, you just have conversations with people, if nothing else. If you talk to more people today than I talk to, or at least over the stretch of time of a week or a month, you're probably going to have more leads generated than I do. And that's it. I've been doing this for a long time. But if you talk to more people, you're probably going to win the game. Like, and if you all knew that it was that simple to do, then like, why wouldn't you do it, right? There's a lot of reasons, right? People are afraid of the phone. They're afraid of cold calling. They're afraid of rejection. I mean, like, some real estate agents are afraid of what will happen if they don't cold call. And that's why they do it, because they are afraid that, well, if I don't get some business, then I'm not going to be able to pay my bills and afford the lifestyle that I want to have. So everybody has their own reasons for doing it or not doing it, but it is that simple. If you knew that it was that simple, I hope that having that mindset or having that realization, because it's not just a mindset, it is reality. Like, does that help you feel like, hey, this is not that, this is achievable. Like, all I have to do is talk to more people than the other person. You can door knock and accomplish the same result. To me, that requires more physical exertion, which, I could use, because I could use some exercise, but I personally like cold calling. And you can obviously supplement that by, sending a handwritten note to anybody that you have a good conversation with or whatever, but you don't have to. The point is, the more people you talk to, the more business that you're going to do. And I mean, it is that simple. That's how to win the game. And again, I'm not saying this because I'm some guru, because I am not. In fact, I did not succeed as a solo agent. This is why I'm in a role on a team, making cold calls all day long, because that is what I do best, more so than anything else. I like building relationships through cold calling. I do not go on inspections. I do not negotiate appraisals. I do not show houses. I do not attend closings. Now, if I have to attend those things and do those things because my team needs me to fill a role for a certain situation, then of course I will. But I am on the phone all day long talking to property owners. And if I want to win, if I want my team to win, I know very well what I have to do, which is talk to the most amount of people. And the truth of the matter is that even if you are terrible at talking to people, even if you're terrible at talking to people, the more people you talk to, not only the more results you're going to get, the better the more skilled on the phone that you're going to get. And skilled on the phone just means you're going to sound better, because you're going to sound more confident. You're going to have a more fluent and not broken up conversation, because you're going to know what to say and how to say it in certain situations. And you're going to know what to say that, you're going to know what you might say or what you might avoid saying that rubs prospects the wrong way. And you're also going to know what to say that seems to make people more comfortable, which that's really the name of the game. Like, keep people feeling comfortable, like, with talking to you. And you don't have to convince someone to do anything. That's the other thing too, is you better not be trying to convince somebody to buy or sell property on a cold call. In fact, you better not be doing that anyway, ever at all. But you for sure shouldn't do it on a cold call because it's a random stranger. But also, you're never doing that, because your goal as a real estate agent is to find the people who already want or need help, and then talk to them, build rapport with them, establish that credibility with them by demonstrating that you're either a skilled professional, or if you're a brand new real estate agent, that you're going to work your butt off harder than the other skilled agents who might be more busy with more business and not have enough time to devote to this person's particular real estate need. That's the name of the game. I hope that helps. If you guys have any thoughts or contradictions, feel free to drop those in the comments. If you do like this content, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel, if you gave the video a like, and better yet, if you know anybody else in your real estate office that would benefit from this content, feel free to share the video with them as well. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one.